What is cultural appropriation, and is it harmful?
Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation.
We turn to cultural appropriation.
Where do you stand on the whole concept of cultural appropriation?
Cultural appropriation, a hot-button issue in the melting pot that is American culture. We're all aware of the damages that can come from misusing elements of another's culture. But here's a thought. Can someone culturally appropriate their own culture? So what is cultural appropriation? Google defines it as when cultural elements are copied from a minority culture by members of a dominant culture, and these elements are then used outside of their original cultural context. A well-known example is the Kansas City Chiefs. Though the team's name originates from 1963 Kansas City Mayor Harold Roe Bartley, who was aptly nicknamed the Chief, the controversy lies in the blatant and disrespectful use of indigenous imagery, such as headdresses, Native American mascots, and war dances. According to the formal definition, this clearly qualifies as cultural appropriation. However, the average American may not refer to the textbook definition. Neil Lester, PhD, creator of Project Humanities at Arizona State University, describes it as this: stealing something from somebody that is not you. This sentiment aligns more closely with how the term is used in everyday conversation. With that in mind, let's return to the original question.
Take my shoes and walk a mile, something you can't do.
Born Robert Matthew Van Winkle, he rose to fame in the late 80s and early 90s with his hit Ice Ice Baby, the first hip-hop single to top the Billboard charts. His success, however, was met with backlash. Critics in the hip-hop community saw his street persona as fabricated. Claims of being a thug from Miami were false, and in reality, he was a suburban kid from Texas. His image had been crafted by his label, with exaggerations and outright lies. Many felt that his inauthentic nature had no place in hip-hop. Now fast forward to 2006, Port of Miami. A hungry newcomer named William Leonard Roberts II, better known as Rick Ross, exploded onto the rap scene with his street anthem, Hustlin'. His bars painted a very vivid picture of a drug kingpin, claiming things like,
I cut 'em wide, I cut 'em long, I cut 'em fat, I keep 'em coming back, we keep 'em coming back. I know Pablo Noriega, the real Noriega, he owe me 100 favors.
But then came the twist. Thanks to 50, it was revealed that Rick Ross had been a corrections officer. He had attended college on a football scholarship, and honestly, no hate, but not exactly the kingpin he portrayed in his lyrics. This revelation raised questions about the persona and how authentic it actually was. Now, ask yourself, if Rick Ross wasn't black, would the criticism have been harsher? Is his black identity what shields him from being accused of cultural appropriation, or does it allow him to exploit aspects of black culture he hasn't personally experienced?
I've been ballin' like a
Let's look at another figure, Iggy Azalea. Born Amethyst Amelia Kelly in Sydney, Australia, Iggy moved to the US and found fame with her 2014 hit Fancy. Even before that though, in 2012, she faced criticism from her local Houston rap circles for her heavy use of Southern black accent and imagery. Many accused her of portraying a caricature of black American youth. Despite support from major rap figure T.I., the backlash persisted. Now consider today's rising star, Sexy Red. Born Janae Nira Wary in St. Louis, Missouri, she bursted onto the scene in 2023 with her viral hits Ski Ya and Pound Town, both produced by Tay Keith. Within a year, however, she was collaborating and rubbing shoulders with hip-hop royalty like Nicki Minaj and Drake. But her rise hasn't come without controversies. Critics argue that her music is hypersexualized and portrays a harmful stereotype of black women. She has been asked to leave school grounds due to her conducts, her lyrics, and even smelling like the devil's lettuce. Many wonder whether she's succeeding by leaning into a caricature of her own culture or through her actual lyrical prowess. Now, imagine for a moment that Sexy Red were, I don't know, an Australian American artist. Would her behavior be celebrated the same way? Would we call it cultural appropriation or exploitation? So, once more, I pose the question, can someone culturally appropriate their own culture?